Hello guys, and welcome to another video. And in this video I want to articulate a thought that is on my mind, and I hope you guys will get it because I want to talk about the season that we have come into. And it's important for us to understand this season, 2025, moving up to 2030, where the world will change, in my own opinion. So we've come into a time where I believe that we've had this mix or this convergence of dimensions. We're having this convergence of dimensions. What we knew as the human experience, on earth, right? We look at that as one dimension, right? But now we're coming into a convergence of this dimension that we've always known with another dimension that we are yet to know, right, as human beings, right? Now a lot of human beings on earth have been tapping into this dimension one way or the other, right? They've been using, through a lot of various means. They have been tapping into this direction, through mediums, through spiritists, through a lot of things. They've been able to tap into this dimension. And what you will notice as we go forward is that we're going to see a collaboration between human beings and spirit beings, right? There's going to be a collaboration between human beings and spirits, right? And so what you expect to see on the earth are supernatural, extra-natural things. We're going to see a lot of extra-natural things on the earth. And the way this will play out, right? And I want to talk mainly around the technology aspect, right? Because we're about to see an explosion of technology like never before. And a lot of people will be wondering, what is the nature? What is the origin of this technology? Was this actually developed by man? Was this a man-made thing? Right? Now, in order to understand what is going on today, you must go back to the book of Genesis and understand what it was like when the watchers were on earth, right? They were collaborating with human beings, right? They were receiving things from human beings were receiving things from them. Now, it is important to understand that there are dimensions beyond our natural this dimension on earth, right? There are dimensions, a lot of dimensions, and in those dimensions there are entities, or there are consciousness. There's consciousness in those dimensions, right? There are personalities in those dimensions, right? And a lot of people, a lot of human beings have found ways to bridge dimensions, to go into another dimension and collaborate with the personalities in those dimensions, right? Now, because there are rules between these dimensions, right? One of the things you understand is you cannot go into this dimension and bring anything tangible to this other dimension. So when dimensions converge, right, you cannot bring physical things, into this dimension. As a matter of fact, what you will understand quickly is that the only thing that can cross dimensions is data or information. Dimensions, it can cross dimensions. So an entity in this dimension can pass information to somebody in our dimension, right? And that is the trading that is going on, information trading. That is what is going on. So what we are seeing today is human beings are tapping into the knowledge of beings that are not in existence in our world today, right? And those beings are providing them with information that is of benefit in our world. Does that make sense? So we have certain beings out there that understand things about this earth, understand things about this world, right? But they, and so they are passing information to people, to human beings here, right? And that is what you're seeing as people who are becoming the great inventors in our times today. Most of these things are not man-made. Codes are being passed. Technologies are being passed. Information is being passed. A lot of technologies we see in the world today was not created from the mind of a human being. That technology, that code was downloaded from another dimension. Do you get what I'm saying? And one of the technologies that I'm talking about here is the technology called XRP Ripple. XRP, not Ripple, XRP, which is a financial technology that will revolutionize finance as we know it. Now, when you see a technology like that, you might say, oh, Jed McCaleb just, created this technology and all that. But the entire technology itself is not of this world. It was downloaded from somewhere else. That technology called XRP is not from the earth. And you must understand that human beings have the capacity to receive mental information from other dimensions. This is what happens with dreams. You can dream and you can see yourself getting an information from somewhere. If you're a believer, for instance, you can go into a dream state and the Lord can pass information to you. He might not be able to give you like a physical thing, but he can give you information. He can give you ideas. A whole blueprint can be passed to you through your dream state from somebody else who you might not even know. So you just wake up and all of a sudden, you know what to do. You know what to code. You know what to write. You know what to draw. As a matter of fact, a lot of weapons technology are received this way. A lot of weapons that we see on the earth today, this is how the inventors received the technology. And if you look at the memoirs of people like Einstein, of people like, all these popular physicists, you will understand that some of them went to bed with a problem in their mind and woke up with an answer. Where did that answer come from? The answer was not in them, but it came from somewhere. And you will see this in the book of Genesis, right? When Joseph was interacting with Pharaoh, right? And they brought Joseph to Pharaoh to interpret the dream. Joseph stated clearly to Pharaoh that the answers are not in me. I don't have the answers to your dream, but God will put the answers in me and I will tell you the answers. Joseph said, the answer to your dream is not in me. Basically, in my mind, in my head, I cannot solve this problem. I don't know the answer to what you're talking about. But God will put the answer in me and I will give it to you. So we saw a transfer of data from God to Joseph and then to Pharaoh. We also see that transfer of data as well from Daniel as well, right? When there was a problem in Babylon and Daniel didn't have the answer to the king's dream and the king's problem, right? But Daniel prayed, right? And after a period of time, and we saw the behind the scenes, what happened? Someone, an entity, in this case an angel, was coming with the data, with the information that Daniel needed on earth. And when Daniel took us behind the scenes to tell us what happened in another dimension when that angel was bringing the information to Daniel, right? But what we saw was that after the 21 days, Daniel woke up with the answer that at first was not in him. So we have human beings today waking up with technologies, waking up with inventions, waking up with things that were not in them before. Now you need to ask yourself, where are these things coming from? Where are these things coming from? So we are seeing this convergence of dimensions, and we're going to see more inventions because man is hungry for inventions, and the spirits on the other sides, they know about this. And so there's a trade going on. Now, the other question that you might ask yourself is, if men are receiving information, are receiving data that is making them prominent on the earth, what are they giving to the spirits in return? Because it's a trade, right? It's a trade. Do you get? It's a trade. They are trading. So what are men giving to those entities in return for the information that they're receiving? So this is why a lot of people in the body of Christ, we have seen activation of the prophetic, right? Because we have come into a time and a season in the earth where you are going to need, you're going to need extra help to function as a believer. So if you're a believer and you're not in the prophetic yet, that is something you need to pray about, because men on the other side are collaborating with spirits. And you must now collaborate with the Spirit of God as well to compete. Right? So you're going to come into situations where You do not have the answer for that situation, right? But the Holy Spirit will bring data and information to you that will help you manage that situation. So we're seeing that convergence, right? As we move forward, men and spirits are going to be collaborating. I'm trying not to make this video long, but I don't know how I can explain such a very complex topic, under 10 minutes, to be honest. But what I want you to understand is, be prepared to be wowed by men. As we move forward, men have come into, a lot of men in the world today are now exposed to things, technologies, information that they will use to bamboozle other men that do not have, spirit, do not have this access to the spirit realm or to the other dimensions. Men who have access to other dimensions are going to be seen as gods on the earth because of what they will be capable of doing. And the only way to match up with those men is for you as well to have access to other dimensions. In our own case, access to the Spirit of God. That is the only way. Do you get? Because men are going to display, just like the way Jannes and Jambres, withstood Moses. They will display. You will have to display as well, unfortunately, right? So I just want to say that we have come into a very sensitive season. We're going to see technologies that will be indistinguishable from magic. What we are seeing today as AI, that is just the beginning. That is just, we have not even scratched the surface of the technologies that are being built behind the scene right now. Men have gotten access to information that will, as a matter of fact, one of the things I say, if you're a human being, right, and you go into cryo state, maybe they froze you today. There was a technology for you to be frozen today and be unfrozen in 2030. In the next 5 years, you will not understand the world that we are in today. By 2030, you will not understand the world. You will look at the last 5 years and say, how can things change so drastically in the last 5 years? Because the changes that we're going to see in the next 5 years will be more than the changes we've seen in the last 200 combined. From a technology standpoint, we're going to see an exponential takeoff in technology like we have never seen before. And the lives of human beings will change. As a matter of fact, some people will not be able to interact with the earth because of the changes that are being rolled out. We're going to see a lot of automation. We're going to see a lot of AI. And these things are going to disrupt our natural lives as human beings. And I'm going to talk about some of the disruptions that we're going to see. Right? And people are being disrupted by this technology without even knowing it. So whether you come to the knowledge, whether you acknowledge that this is happening or not, the effects will be felt by you. So we must understand these things, that men are now able to receive, data from other dimensions. And as always, movies have been done about this. But it is now our reality. Men are stepping into dimensions, going into that dimension, looking at things, studying things, and coming back to Earth to implement them. And I'm going to talk about what is going to happen in space, because that is another frontier. I'm going to talk about that very soon. But I just thought I'd bring this to your attention, guys. These are such, important times that we are living in. And it's important for us to wrap our head around these concepts. If not, we'll be we will not be able to withstand the things that are coming. So guys, remember to like and subscribe if you like videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.